Derek Overstreet, founder of the New Millennium Group. We're a financial planning firm. We have advisors standing by right now to take your call. 888-999-6370. The reason you're going to want to call is we're going to help you retire 3 to 5 years before you thought possible. The way we do this is by putting together a step-by-step plan. So if you're one of those people listening and you'd like a plan in writing, give us a call at 888-999-6370. That's 888-999-6370, or go to utahsfinancialplanner.com.
Some of the most meaningful jewelry you own isn't new. It's inherited. A ring from a grandmother, a necklace full of memories, but no longer your style. Duke's Jewelers reimagines family heirlooms into custom pieces you'll actually wear and love. Working one-on-one, Duke's designers honor the original story while creating something fresh and modern. Don't let meaningful jewelry sit unused. Let it live on beautifully. Visit Duke's Jewelers in Springville or online at dukesjewelers.com, where old stories become new treasures.
It's time to get your morning started with the news you need to know.
News update.
This is what's trending with DJ and PK. Hashtag Utah Jazz.
Well, PK, the Utah Jazz did it. They got themselves beat by the Denver Nuggets. Jamal Murray picked up right where he left off, hit 3 3-pointers right out of the gate, hit a half-court shot, and away they went. Not a lot of defense in that game, but in the end, the Nuggets got the win.
Yeah, I think the big story is Toronto lost to the Kings, not that the Jazz lost to the Nuggets. I mean, I don't have anything to say about that game. It's now that the Kings are only one game separated from the Jazz. Can the Jazz do it? Can they lose out? And can the Kings maybe win one or two? Oh, man, this is a race to the end there that could make a difference. Maybe not. You never know. We can get all excited about this, and then the lottery can go whichever way it goes. And so who knows what that's going to mean. So I can't really say that it does. We're just going probability right now.
The team in the 5th spot moves to the top spot, and you're like, what are we doing in number 4? We should have been in number 5. That could happen.
So we can go crazy on this, and it might not make a lick of a difference.
Yeah. The Kings get the win, and they have a schedule that is set up. We can get into this, but they've got the back-to-back with the Warriors. They could easily pick up a win there. They've got Portland the last night of the season. That's a winnable game. They might even win their next one and post consecutive victories. That is a possibility with the Pelicans coming up. So they've got
you are my guy.
5.
I just thought, I'm not even going to bother to look up the Kings' schedule because I know you are.
Yeah,
so I have no idea. I didn't look up any. I have no clue when they play, who they play, but I knew you would. And so only one of us needs to know it, and that's you.
And we're covered. They're sitting on the Kings are sitting on 20 wins right now, and the Jazz are on 21. So you can watch the Kings closely, see what they do. And the Jazz do have a couple winnable games out there. They got to play New Orleans also, and they got to play Memphis. You never know on any given night. You might accidentally win, but they're working pretty hard at losing, and they're doing a good job of it. So that was a winnable game going to the 4th quarter, but they lost the 4th quarter, and they lost 130-117, and they pick up defeat number 56. DJ and PK.
Hashtag NBA.
Well, the biggest game in the NBA for the Jazz was that Kings loss. The other games that may or may not have mattered, the Wizards are stuck on 17 wins. They got blown out by the Sixers. 153-131. When you see somebody score 153 points, PK, at that point, when they get around 150, do you think you're even watching basketball anymore? I mean, there's just no defense whatsoever. 150, that's like an all-star game total we used to complain about. And the Celtics had a 53-point first quarter and beat the Heat 147-129. It's just guys going up and down taking shots. First available shot, which usually comes available pretty quickly.
Well, we were talking about this a couple weeks back when, I guess last week, the scoring, I think, has really gone up of late. I don't have any particular reason why. I guess teams aren't interested in playing in defense, and maybe they're trying to make a statement that there's too many games. I don't know. I mean, it's not going to matter come playoff time, so what's the point of worrying about it now?
Yeah. Well, one of the teams that did it, the Pacers with 145, they're not going to be in the playoffs. So, but 3 teams at 145 or more. All right, DJ and PK.
Hashtag college basketball.
The BYU women's basketball team gets beat by Columbia in the finals of the WBIT. No trophy. They don't get to hoist it, PK. Shut out at the very end.
Yeah, they could make threes. They were struggling in that area.
Yeah. We got Ken Pomeroy coming up later this morning. We'll talk college basketball with him. The big news in the Big 12. Kansas coach. They're going to keep Bill Self. Self's returning for next season. He briefly talked to got to ask, what are you going to do? I got to get away from the emotion of the season and think about it. Well, he's thought about it, and he's coming back next year. So there you go.
Yeah, I think that's great for the Big 12 because when you have a lame duck coach, you normally don't do well. And why would I want to go there? I realize college basketball is only 1 year, but I don't think kids go into it, I'll just be here, and in March I'm out the door. And Self now is basically saying, I'm on a year-to-year basis. Maybe this is it. Maybe it's not. So do I want to go to a remote place like Lawrence, Kansas and play? And I don't know what's going to happen. I'm volunteering that it's only going to be 1 year, and I don't think that that's the case. I think this is actually going to downtrend to Kansas until he decides, okay, I'm going to be here for the next few years or not. I'll be here as long as you want, because we were talking about Nick Saban. That was one of the reasons he said he stepped aside, is people were asking him, are you going to be here my 4 years? And I got to the point where I couldn't say yes, and so he leaves. I think that's the same thing here with Kansas. I think it's going to hurt them. Having him return like this in a public circumstance where he clearly, obviously debated leaving is going to hurt the program.
He's had health issues. I think he missed a game coaching this year because of them. He kind of stayed unspecified, but he's dropped some weight, but the health issues have been there, and he's of an age where you can retire. So is Tom Izzo, and he came out at the age of 71 and said he talked seriously with Matt Ishbia, former player of his, about taking the Suns job a year ago, decided not to. Said he's had other interests from the Hawks and the Cavaliers in the past. But he remains instead focused on a second national title. Not sure I could see Izzo in the pros, but I guess I almost did.
Well, I don't see him
talk about
getting a second national title. Because the fact is, too, he's on a year-to-year basis, and he's 71, 72 years old. And with that, and I realize Pitino is defying it, but Pitino just signed a deal and going to be there a little bit longer. I just think when you get up there and you start going on the year-to-year and you start talking about these things, that people assume that you're a short-timer and it hurts your program.
DJ and PK.
Hey, sweetie, your mother showed me this Carvana thing for selling the car. I'm going to give it a try. Wish me luck. Me again. I put in the license plate. It gave me an offer. Unbelievable. Okay, I accepted the offer. They're picking it up Tuesday from the driveway. I haven't even left my chair. It's done. The car's gone. I'm holding a check. Anyway, Carvana, give it a whirl. Love ya.
So good, you'll want to leave a voicemail about it. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
#NFL.
Puka Nacua's attorney says that the Rams wide receiver is now in rehab. Apparently has been for a little while and will continue to stay there. There's a lawsuit filed against him alleging that he made an unprovoked anti-Semitic statement. He was in rehab, according to his lawyer, a substantial period of time before any of these allegations broke. He's scheduled to be there for a while longer. PK, you talked about this yesterday. Addiction issues are hard. A lot of people have them. If you haven't been through it, it's hard to understand exactly what it is. But I think we all, if we look around, probably know people who've been in this situation. And all you hear about is how difficult it is. And we were talking about this with Tiger Woods yesterday, and here is a similar issue with Puka Nacua today.
Well, as a young kid, he's sort of maybe happy-go-lucky in that way. He always seemed to be, at least from my interactions and watching him. And maybe I don't know the situation, so it's impossible for me to say. It's just you hope that he starts making choices that will lead to success in his life.
DJ and PK.
#college football.
PK coaches in the news in the offseason. Dabo Swinney is in the news. Yak, tell everybody the headline you saw that triggered this.
Well, this is a reply from Pete Golding. Remember that Dabo Swinney went after him over the linebacker that they took off of Clemson's roster. Well, Pete Golding says there's two sides to every story and essentially is refuting everything that Dabo Swinney has said. And then we also haven't had a judgment from the NCAA on this at all.
It's all about tampering. Your favorite topic, BK, tampering. There's two sides to every story, Golding says. It's just funny because Dabo didn't want to get into the whole transfer portal thing, and now he's landing a linebacker from Cal. As soon as he does, he's hearing about tampering talk. And he was like one of the last coaches to the transfer portal. He resisted it at all costs.
Yeah, I think we need to say who Pete Golding is. I assume most folks aren't going to know who Pete Golding is.
I did mention he's Ole Miss's coach.
Yeah, he is.
All right, DJ and PK.
Hashtag Major League Baseball.
Well, PK, we had a complete game shutout. Old school style. Sandy Alcantara for the Marlins. 93 pitches. He goes the distance. You don't see that every day. You don't see that every week. Seems like it's a once a month or once every couple weeks occurrence these days.
Well, yeah, not anymore, that's for sure.
Yeah. But he goes the distance. The Marlins beat the White Sox 10-0. You can put an asterisk next to it because it's the White Sox and they've been terrible and look like they're off to a terrible start. We'll see if they're actually terrible. We'll see.
But you're a standings guy. Is there an asterisk next to it?
Not yet, but maybe in your mind. You will resist.
And I will resist what?
Going with the flow.
I don't follow you. I mean,
I didn't see
where
you
you going with
Put an asterisk on it because he beat a terrible team.
No.
Shut out a terrible team. Some teams get shutouts on a regular.
You put a piece of lumber in a man's hand, what is he?
He's a lumberjack.
He's dangerous.
Oh, okay.
And they put 27 of them, had a piece of lumber in a man's hand.
And they were dangerous.
And he's dangerous. So anybody could do anything at any time in the big leagues. So it counts just as much as anybody else's.
Yankees get shutouts on a semi-regular basis. They didn't get one yesterday. They beat the Mariners 5-3, but shutouts in 3 of their first 6 games. Still haven't given up a home run. Yankee pitching has been outstanding here early. They pick up another win. Beat Seattle and improved to 5-1 on the year. DJ and PK.
Hashtag golf.
It's the Valero Texas Open, and each week now, PK, I find myself thinking, is this the last time we're going to see this tournament? Is this one of the tournaments they're dumping? Or are they going to stay with the Valero Texas Open? What are they doing with the tour?
I don't know why you're obsessed by that.
I'm not good with change, man, and the PGA Tour is changing.
Well, it hasn't changed yet, so.
No.
And if Tiger's involved in it, he's no longer involved in it.
He's on hold for a while, yeah. Tiger is not going to be the Ryder Cup captain for 2027, so move that on into the future and come up with somebody else now.
Yeah, I think there's some push for Stuart Sink to be it.
Stuart Sink. That's a great name to say with an accent. All right, DJ and PK, there you go. There are the golf headlines.
Hashtag NHL.
We've been really consistent. If you take from before the Olympic break to long time, December, we've been really, really consistent. The break got us off a little bit, and after the break, we were not as consistent, as stingy. We changed the blueprint a little bit, and that affect our result. I think last game was a game where we played like before the break. That was us. That was the pace. That was the identity. That was the stingy defensively, tough to play against. I like that a lot.
Andre Tourney, the head coach of the Utah Mammoth. They've had a few days off here, but they are back at it tonight. They play the Kraken in Seattle as they continue to try to put that X next to the name. Only 2 playoff berths clinched so far. They got a little bit of work to do here in the final 8 games, but they're in a pretty good spot. Seattle is scrapping. They've got playoff hopes. I think there's about half a dozen teams fighting for that last berth, and they're in that mix. So, big game for Seattle. Obviously, a game the Mammoth need to keep that separation, hold on to that first wild card. That is coming up tonight. You can
this
listen
is
to
crazy.
Right here on The Zone. What?
To have 4 days off like this, it seems bizarre at this time of year.
There should have been a game like on Tuesday to keep the momentum going, but that was quite the little mini break they had right there.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like they don't. You used to people playing every other day or maybe 2 days, and here in down the stretch to not have a game seems sort of bizarre to me. Now maybe they can use it to their advantage. I don't know. We'll find out. If they win, they use it to their advantage. If they lost, they're rusty.
They're rusty, right? It's a results-based deal. I've got my cliche. Just give me the final score, and I'll plug in the proper cliche. I got a handful of them. 8 o'clock tonight, the puck will drop pregame at 7 here on KSL Sports. DJ and PK, that is what is trending. And the headlines are brought to you by Shamrock Plumbing. There's no job too big or too small. Get the personal touch with Shamrock Plumbing. All right, coming up, the question of the day is on the way. We will get to that next. Stay with us right here on The Zone.
I sold my car in Carvana last night.
Well, that's cool.
No, you don't understand. It went perfectly. Real offer, down to the penny. They're picking it up tomorrow. Nothing went wrong.
So, what's the problem?
That is the problem. Nothing in my life goes as smoothly. I'm waiting for the catch.
Maybe there's no catch.
That's exactly what a catch would want me to think.
Wow, you need to relax.
I need to knock on wood. Do we have wood? Is this table wood?
I think it's laminate.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's close enough.
Car selling without a catch. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.